Good afternoon and welcome to the Poo Chucking Monkey. I'm your host, Joe Average, and this is a new channel that I've kind of come up with the idea of. I want to put a little considered opinion out there. I see a lot of conflict and polarity in this world, and I'm just hoping I might be able to bridge a little bit of it here. Anyway, I don't want you to take anything I say here as absolute fact or downright lies. It is considered opinion. It is. I'm going to be talking about subjects that have not been settled, that there is great argument about, and I am going to weigh in with my opinion. I'm going to put the facts from both sides together and hopefully come up with four. But you're quite welcome to comment on this video. I won't be taking any part in that personally, but I might have a little look here and there. Yeah, quite welcome to shoot me down in flames, or you're quite welcome to support what I say. It's entirely up to you. But I do ask you to do a little fact checking yourself. Do some of your own research before you do weigh in, and hopefully we'll get some discourse going rather than conflict. Anyway, the first subject of many subjects that I'm going to be talking about over the course of the next few months is aliens and the UFO question. And I've been following this subject since I was a child, and I've swayed from one side to the other, metaphorically speaking, on it. I mean, we had magazines and press releases and everything like that claiming it was all true and that there was a cover-up, and I've heard stories over the years about aliens being hidden in Area 51, and or maybe they're living among us. And well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at it from both sides of the story here. Now, personal opinion is going to come into play a little later in the video. But first of all, I'm going to ask a question. What is an alien? Well, to study that, we have to think about life itself. And I don't mean the day-to-day of our everyday lives. I mean the very notion of what constitutes, scientifically, life. Is it alive or is it not alive? Well, that's turned into kind of a blurred line over the last 3 years. But basically, it has to be of an organic origin, able to reproduce itself, and capable of sustaining itself either by breathing in certain chemicals or ingesting certain chemicals from the environment around it, or eating other life forms and extracting the nutrients that way. And I think there's a lot of things on this planet that we think may be alive, but don't actually measure up to that. And the other question is, when did life start? Or how did life start even here? And I mean, that is a question that they haven't fully been able to answer yet, because it's just that moment when that primordial soup of organic chemicals and organic molecules tipped over into being something alive and able to make rough copies of itself. When did that happen? How did that happen? And we don't know. We don't know. And the argument about that has been raging for 200 years-ish. And the theologians among you will say that it was God's creation. Well, if that's so, God is a life form in a way himself. He is alive, conscious, and able to create. Whether he eats or not, but he certainly must sustain himself somehow. And he must have had an origin. Must have done. In which case, it wasn't Earth because he made Earth. And that makes God an alien. There we go. Crossing religion with science. If it happened here, then it is mathematically certain that it's happened elsewhere as well. Now, mathematical certainty is not a proven certainty. It is a predicted certainty, predicted by the numbers. So don't say that I said it's certain that there's life out there, because I haven't. I just said it's a mathematical certainty. Let's get that one straight. Because there are so many planets beyond count out there, that accident of nature must have happened at least once again. Probably more. Many more. And I feel that there is every kind of life up there among the stars. Every kind that we have here is up there too. As above, so below. And we needn't feel so special. Rare, yes. I'm not saying it's going to be easy to find. Maybe 1 in a billion planets has life, and there's no way one man can search 1 billion planets for life in his own lifetime. So yes, I would say it is a rare thing for life to be up there, but not, by no means, special in that it's unique, because all the processes and all the chemicals and all the ingredients required for life here on Earth are present up there. Present in quantities that we can't even begin to imagine, with all the mixing forces that we had here. So the question is, has that life evolved and become sentient, and then intelligent, and then technological, and then able to break Einstein's laws of physics and travel faster than light? Because that is what it requires to travel between the stars, that we bust the laws of physics. Hasn't been done since Newton's day. Probably not before then, not here on Earth. So I've come to the conclusion that aliens exist, but they're not here. Do they know we exist? Maybe. Have they been here? Possibly. Do they want to interact with us? Not probably. But then that all depends if they've climbed out of the swamp or not as well. We could be the first. We could be the first by a long margin. There could be planets up there that are still going through the Jurassic stage. We get up there and find alien dinosaurs one day. Wouldn't that be something? We could get up there and find planets full of nothing but trees, and other planets full of nothing but fungus, and other planets still full of nothing but insects. or whatever passes for insects. Anything and everything is possible. But when it comes to us and aliens, and do we have aliens here? I think no. That's my opinion. And for no other reason, if only that if I was smart enough to cross the stars, I think I would want to stay away from the planet full of bald monkeys with nuclear bombs. I would stay well clear of that. Now, there's been talk of things like the Black Light satellite. Now I'm going to use something as regards that as same as Jim Mars used for certain subjects that he couldn't decide upon. He would use what he called his file. In other words, I stick it in a box and I wait for further information to come in. And that's what I've done with the Black Light satellite. I don't know about it. Now, I've seen photographs of UFOs, of supposedly alien flying saucers, taken in the 1950s and the 1960s when they didn't have Photoshop, when doctoring a photograph required a certain artistry and a certain amount of, shall we say, day-to-day savvy that generally couldn't be got around. There's been what looks like seamlessly doctored photographs, and you look at it and you think, yeah, that guy has really stood there. And when you show it under different spectrums, you show that guy that stood in the photograph was actually superimposed in. It's been a wild ride as far as that's concerned, in some very famous cases. Most notably the JFK case, but we'll talk about that one a little later on. And I've seen a lot of these UFO photographs where they've been nothing more than a hubcap hanging from a telephone wire by a piece of fishing line, and then they got a house in the background, and when you look at it, it kind of looks a bit, wow, that really is something flying by there. But no, just think that's a 1957 Cadillac hubcap, or Oldsmobile hubcap even. But I'm going to stick with that. I'm going to stick with it now until it's proven that aliens are here. And believe me, I want to believe that. I really do want to believe in aliens visiting here, even ancient aliens. I want to believe that we've had help building the pyramids and all that, but I can't, because I've not had that piece of evidence. That one piece of evidence that just blows it all out of the water and says, yeah, we were here. No, I don't think they have been here. Not on the current evidence. So when that evidence shows up, my bags are packed and I'm ready to jump ship on that one straight away. But until then, I'm going to have to stay that, no, aliens are up there doing their alien thing, whatever they are, fungus, bugs, little green men with aerials sticking out of their heads, but they're not here. Sorry guys, I really can't accept that. Bye for now. Till next time. Take care.